Gavana Milan. Alright, so in this video, I am going to discuss the idea that I have been wanting to speak about for a while, and I have talked about it in my other videos. The idea that you can work in flow and out of flow of creation. Now, I wrote this down because it came to me. I wrote all my ideas down. I'm a little bit of a spirit writer in that sense that when I am downloading information, it comes out through from the top of my head into my hands, and I write it down. And then that's what makes me want to make a video. So, this is what I wrote. I thought this was really interesting because when this information came to me, this is exactly it coincides with the divine texts and the idea that before life on earth there was always waters of creation it was called, and in the Bible it said that God hovered over the waters, and in the Quran it says that all life came from water. So I wrote this: acting in flow or out of flow of the waters of creation. There are certain feelings and consequences that you will get in your life to indicate when you are either in flow or out of flow. So let me just say this right now. I am not part of the agenda in order to neutralize evil in any kind of way. I am a light worker that wants to expose and shine a light on the things that are wrong in our world and that should be looked at from a new angle, and we need a new solution. As Einstein said, that we cannot solve our problems coming from the same level of consciousness than what we are at. So I understand this, that there are a lot of issues in our world, politically, with religion, with the economy. I mean, we have starving people, we have wars, we have those that interpret the divine text to kill others. I mean, there is so much wrong in our world, and there is a need to look at these situations and then to reach an understanding together of how we can solve these can we solve these situations, and part of that path is compassion, understanding, education, and people awakening and spreading information of the divine truth. And then that is supposed to help, raise the vibrations of everybody, and make them more aware of what they are doing. And then that's how they take personal responsibility for their actions towards one another. But there is something that is very much apparent, is that the source of everything, the creator of this entire universe, actually works on a particular timeline. Now, time does not really exist, and God is said to be above even time and matter, and beyond time. But the reason why the Bible, the reason why the divine texts say that in the mind of God, God knows everything already, is omniscient, omnipotent, and knows all knowledge already. The reason is because the Creator, when it created this entire universe, it had a particular theme in mind. And Tolkien tapped into that very true wisdom in the idea that there is a particular theme. There's a story that unfolds throughout each creation. And they have multi-themes as well. They have like little sub-themes attached to them, but there is a theme. And so the Creator is following a theme. And the theme, I would say, in this universe, in this creation that I am part of right now and I connect to, I believe that the theme is life. That the theme is, in order for life to survive. And this is why we have some strange storylines that are going on. We have some entities and extraterrestrials that are said that they are dying out. So that is why they have come to Earth in order to search for ways to make their species live longer. It is said that there are some species that are dying out. They are older and they are advanced, and so they are trying to pass on information and knowledge before they go. In Tolkien's book, it was the same idea that there is a dying out. There is a passing the baton of life basically to the next species. So the theme of this universe, I would say, and this grand orchestra is life, capital L. And life is that essence that creates the drive in each species to survive and to expand and to explore and to grow. And this is what everybody kind of follows. So I'm going to explain something. When we have those that commit evil acts in this world, we are all from that divine source. We are all from God. We are all one. But there are individual souls that can actually choose to be in alignment and to be in flow of that creational theme, or they can choose to go against that flow and to push back against that theme. So this is why we have those on Earth, we have those in other planets that are working towards trying to preserve a species. They are trying to expand on life and to let it grow and make it grow. Then we have other entities and other humans that have aligned themselves, they have polarized themselves to the spectrum of destruction of life. And in their doing that, they destroy themselves. But they don't realize it because they are so stuck in their own ego identity, they cannot see others. It's like being blind. They just keep on getting deeper and deeper onto this path of being out of flow of creation. They are just out of flow. That's why we have those that act out and do terrorist acts, those that are serial killers, those that are pedophiles, those that are people that do things in their ego subjective reality. They cannot tap in to the objective reality around them that allows people who are sensitive to it, people who actually open their mind to trying to understand the divine truth, it allows those particular people to be in flow. And when you are in flow, there are lots of different consequences that happen in your life. The Bible and the Quran call them blessings. You will have blessings in your life when you are in flow of creation. When you are acting in accord to expand life, to make a species thrive by being kind, being peaceful, being loving, being wise, giving your food to someone who's starving on the street and they're dying, giving money when you can to help the children that are dying during wartime. When you are in flow and in service and charitable nature towards the expansion and the growth of a species, you are actually acting in alignment with the divine. Therefore, you will experience no resistance in your life in a major way. You're not going to go to jail. You're not going to have things taken from you in a sense that you're not going to cause a lot of consequences in your life where you're going to, lose your friends and lose your loved ones and things like that. And you're not going to be put to death by, the judicial system. And you're not going to be, taken in a strange kind of way when God decides that your number is up. When you are in flow, the blessings come into your life very easily. You see that things just kind of naturally fall into place for you. Doors are opened, new opportunities to grow, to learn, to move forward, and to experience more joy and bliss happen. you are someone that meets new people or relationships. Relationships may fall away, but it's not drama. It's not the human drama that you would experience when you're out of flow. When you're out of flow, here's what happens. When you're out of flow, you are cheating on your spouse, you have a child with another woman, and then that woman comes back and slashes your tire, or then she shoots the woman that you're cheating with. I mean, the list can go on. It is infinite. Just watch some kind of talk show and learn about the human drama. When you are, that's out of flow. That's being out of flow because you're in that subjective mindset where I'm going to do me, I'm going to think only about me, I don't care who I hurt. And that's out of theme. That's out of the theme because that doesn't preserve life when you think about only yourself, because there are other beings around you. So when you are in flow, you don't experience those types of drama. You actually are able to kind of walk around them. You choose people that come into your life that are not going to bring that drama into your life. You are vibing with them on the same level of frequency and understanding. When situations arise, like, people do get sick, people do die, there are accidents that happen, you are able to handle it in a graceful way that doesn't allow you to then turn to drugs, alcohol, um, you know, and lose your life, lose a sense of your life. You are on that theme. You are part of that theme to expand on life. So therefore, you are part of that. And that's why suicides, it's a very sad story for them, because when a suicidal person is thinking about committing suicide, they are out of flow of that theme of life. They are thinking that I need to destroy my life. I need to destroy my life. There's nothing to this life. And so they're out of flow. They're not able to see that they are supposed to expand on their life, their soul experiences. They're supposed to get over those obstacles and those troubles that they are in, and to expand and learn from them and grow. So they're out of flow of creation. So when you are in flow of creation, you are going to have more of a joyful experience, more of a joyful life. And this is what the Pleiadians know, and other higher extraterrestrial beings know, is that when they are in flow, in service to this creational source, then things just come easily to them. It's blissful. It's a joyful experience to be alive. And when you are in flow, when you die, your body, your body, gets left behind, but your soul, your consciousness moves forward. And because you were in flow in life, you will be in flow in that creation source. You are in flow with the waters of creation. You help move it, you help expand, and you help life to grow. And that is the theme of this particular creation, this universe that I have tapped into, a lot of people have tapped into, and that is why they are light workers, to help to not just say, we're done, we're doomed, this is the end of life. No, no, no. There's an innate feeling inside of us going, there is so much more to life, and the human species has so much more to learn, and this is the time to explore and to expand on it. Now, I want to caution, because there is a particular organization that is saying that we are for the expansion of the species. They claim that they are. But I have yet seen the evidence that they truly are for the expansion. In fact, one of the analogies that they made on their website was that humanity is becoming like a raft, and they are now thinking about how to get rid of those that are weighing down the raft. This is depopulation agenda. This is talking about mass killing in order to make life more enjoyable for others. And this is out of flow and out of the theme of life. If you ever have to kill others in order to expand and grow, you're out of flow. That's out of wisdom, out of the theme of life. Life is supposed to continue for all, not just some, but for all. So any of the ones in charge, the elite classes, the organizations, the entities that actually are talking about um, uh, depopulation agendas, and they're trying to say to humans that this is a good thing, that this is a good thing, we should, kill off those that we feel are weighing down humanity. This is out of flow. Creational source does not want that. The reason is because every single one of those people they feel are weighing down the raft is part of the divine as well. So you can easily tell when you are out of flow in your life. When you are out of flow of the theme of life, you will move towards destructive measures in your own life. You will get into alcohol abuse, you will get into drug abuse, you will start to feel that you should be committing suicide and ending your life. You also will start to hate humanity and think that all humans should die or we should end. This is being out of flow of that theme. And what happens is the more you are in that theme of destruction of life rather than the theme of life, when you are in that particular place, that's when you start getting more isolated from the divine truth. So you start to feel more isolated, more alone, more depressed, more sad, and this is what drags you down into the black hole of the void. So when you are in that particular place, you have to climb out of that black hole. You have to find strength in you to find inspiration in life again. And when you do, when you just see a simple example of life, you're going to hold on to it. And that's what's going to pull you back up out of that black hole. When you are in flow of creation, like I said, life seems more like a joyous, relaxing, easy dance. Now, things are going to happen to you. Bad things are going to happen, of course. But they are tests. They are little obstacles put in your way in order for you to see and to test your own spirit and soul to see, have you really mastered those lessons of looking beyond the material world and feeling connected to the spiritual and the divine? Have you mastered those lessons? And when things happen to you, when you lose a loved one, when you lose your friends, you are not going to destroy your own life. You are going to carry on in service to life, and you are going to celebrate their lives by you staying alive and you making something of your life. This is how life continues. Species does not continue when everybody starts thinking, oh, I hate my life, I'm going to end it. If everybody thought that, guess what? This entire species would kill itself off. And that's out of the theme of creation. The creation for the creational theme is for life to expand, to grow, and to expand to a place where it can't grow any longer, and then the end comes. But it's a beautiful end. It's a purposeful end, and then a new creation begins. So that's where humanity needs to go, and to focus on that particular theme of life. And the Pleiadians are all part of that theme. That is why they are sending so many messages to humans right now. They are in theme of that life. They don't like what they see with the nuclear warheads. They don't like what they see with the destruction of the earth, with the trees being cut down, with the oceans being dirtied. This is vital for a species' life, water, air. This is important to humanity to have. And so the Pleiadians are very much against any kind of agenda that is here to destroy life. And if anything is trying to destroy life and is part of that agenda, it is only for selfish reasons, because they want to take over and they want to have this world for themselves. So do not follow those ideas about mass depopulation plans. I have read those websites. I've read the Illuminati website. I've read what they actually are saying that will benefit humanity. No. What will benefit humanity is when everybody awakens to the divine inside love and the light that they are. And when they start seeing that in their fellow neighbors. And when they stop allowing things that are going to be out of service of that, or be influenced by a darker path, and when together as loving people, as you stand up together and you take control and take reins of the world, that is when things are going to change for the better. That is when we're going to have food for everyone. Because the reason why they're starving children in Africa is because resources are being bled dry by countries that think that they're in control of others. It's about greed. Greed is the number one thing that is destroying our world right now. So when people start to let go of that ego need, that greed, and they start to share with each other, that is when we're going to see this world shift into a new dimension. Now, I have some very good news. I have been observing humanity and going through videos and things like that. Something is happening to the emotional field of humans, and it is a very, very good thing. Whenever somebody puts out their thoughts or their feelings for everyone to see and, to know about. I was watching this great video about a woman who she's a makeup artist, and she had been receiving really negative comments about, how ugly she is and on all these things. She took a creative video and she was able to show her daily routine of putting her face on, putting her makeup on, and showing the negative comments at the same time. And people, I looked, there was not a single negative comment, and there were 1 million views of that video. And there was not a single negative comment. Everybody was like, you are so beautiful inside and out. You're a true natural beauty. You don't need makeup. Don't listen to them. I was so happy. I was so happy as a starseed soul because I knew this is where humanity can go. This is the evolutionary path of a species, to be kind to each other, to be respectful of each other, to allow each other peace and bliss, and to not harm each other, not hurt each other. This is where we need to go. And I saw that in that video, and that is the glimmer of hope that I see all the time. We are starting to see in the human species the emotional field is being controlled. No longer are people being controlled by their darker desires to hurt one another. Not emotionally. We have to get there physically. But right now we're on that emotional level where people are starting to feel each other's emotions and feelings and put each other in each other's shoes. And the emotional field of humanity is changing. And it is a wonderful, beautiful thing. It is growing. The ability for people to empathize and to have compassion with one another and to care for one another is growing. It is very few unwise, ignorant, cynical people that are still stuck in trying to harm others emotionally. Our next step has to be not harming each other physically, to control the physical body, the physical reactions of anger, of rage, of hurt, of jealousy, of envy. That is the next step. When humanity gets to that place where they can control their physical urges, guess what? They are going to be living like the advanced species on the other planets that live in peace and respect towards one another. And they have beautiful planets and beautiful homes and beautiful lives. And, they have the same things. They have their same expressions of being a material being. They have, they have their sexuality. They have their fun. They have their partying. They have all of that. But they also have a respect and a love for one another. And so everything gets added to all of the other partying kind of nature that humans have. The Pleiadians know how to party as well. But they do it in a way that they can respect one another. And when you think about Tolkien's vision of the way the elves kind of had those parties for the hobbits, and they had those celebrations. They had the harps playing, and they had their, they had their lettuce and their fruits, and their drinks on the table, and they had everybody over there, and it was just a very peaceful time. Of course parties don't have to be like that, but we can get to that point. We can get to that point where we can party and we can be loving and respectful towards one another and increase the happiness in each other. And that's what Tolkien was hinting at, and especially with his hobbit species. He was trying to show that as well with the hobbits. And so when you're working in flow, you are going to experience a more joyful life. You are going to be part of that theme, part of that movement into creation expanding itself, and life expanding. And you will not feel, isolation and depressed and all these things. I used to be a very depressed person many years ago, but I realized what the secret is. The secret is to understand that you are never alone. Because depression is, the source of it is isolation from God, from people, from the divine, feeling no one's ever going to know you or understand you. And when you find that internal love and you find that direct line to the divine, you don't feel isolated anymore. Nobody has to call you. You don't have to be out with your friends, but you just feel this connection to humanity. You feel this connection to to God, to the divine. And it becomes a beautiful experience, a beautiful life. And this is where humanity is going, and it is a possibility. So I know I talked a lot about lots of different things, but my general theme of this video was make sure that you are working in flow of creation if you want to experience the blessings and the bliss that every soul deserves and wants to have. I'm sure every soul wants to experience a blissful state of existence. It's just where we naturally go to when we come from such a beautiful source of creation. So people just have to hop back onto that track, and humanity as a whole has to hop back on to the track of the theme of life instead of death and destruction. Hen and Lei for watching. I'll see you in the next video.